Wow. Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of the Walking Dead television series. This week we got to see The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 2, which is called JSS. Holy shit. Okay, so for this week's episode, spoiler warning as always, I'll do the predictions video after this review is done for you guys within about an hour, and then I'm going to do a top 5 later tonight, because I didn't do one for the premiere, and I did live stream instead, and I felt like people maybe want to see that more. So there were so many crazy parts in this episode, I want to break them down in a top 5 best parts, best moments, because it was, man, absolutely insane, crazy episode. So yeah, spoiler warning. This episode is one of the most gory we've ever seen. About the only other episode I can think of that is similar to this one would be Four Walls and a Roof, where we're getting into this time period in The Walking Dead where guns and ammunition, there isn't too much of it. There, a lot of characters, a lot of the other survivors out there in the zombie apocalypse, they don't really have, ammo. They don't really have guns, especially the wolves or the scavengers, so to speak, who, of course, in this episode attack Alexandria. We find out that the horn was indeed from them, from a truck, as we predicted. And, of course, they attack while Rick and the others are out. A lot of the strongest members of the group are actually away from Alexandria. So they picked their battle, and they went in at the most opportune time for them to basically raid the frickin' place. And it just made for what was one of the craziest, goriest episodes ever. I mean, what did Kevin Smith say on Talking Dead at the beginning? Something like it was like receiving oral, but then it just doesn't stop. It's like, it was just, it left me kind of flabbergasted, just watching the episode afterwards, just all the different crazy parts. I can't wait to watch it again. I've only seen it once so far before doing this review. And I'm just kind of blown away by it. So this is kind of a reaction review, I guess, too. Just absolutely blown away by everything they packed in this episode, all the action and everything. We got to see both of the wolves from last season that we knew of. Attack with a whole bunch of others as well, too, over a dozen of them. And probably one of my favorite scenes at the end when they kind of zoom out and you just see all these bodies on Alexandria, like nice, clean, streets when, usually, and then this time they zoom out and you see bodies everywhere. It's like, oh man, it's starting. Also liked where you have the A. You see the A on the back there because Carol's got the W, and then behind her there's an A on the whatever that was on the steps, on the wooden part. So I still can't get out of the damn train car. So I love the way they kind of accent the A. They put it all over the place. And if you look at the title of The Walking Dead, the A is like larger. So what does it mean? I really don't know. Maybe something to look into, and we'll have to see. Hopefully someone can ask Scott Kimball or somebody in the show why they keep showing the A. I think it's to symbolize kind of where they're at in their reality, so to speak. Even if they can kind of escape Terminus and do this and do that, they're still trapped in this world, so to speak. So they're trapped in the zombie apocalypse. So holy cow, man! I don't even know where to start with breaking down the different parts of this episode. It was just insane. You've got Carol, a lot of it. Okay, so I'll say this to start. A lot of it we kind of predicted correctly. For the most part, I did a top or 7 things you may have missed from the trailer, and most of them were spot on. We see Carol in the gear, so she puts on her kind of camouflage, so to speak, except this time rather than it being zombie guts, it's kind of dressing up as one of the Wolves members and puts a W on her forehead, so they don't really know what's going on. They don't really know that she's actually a character from Alexandria, since all the rest of them are like very well dressed, clean, regular kind of people that look like they could go to work in the real world and no one would notice that anything's up. Oh man, some really exciting parts with her, some crazy exciting kind of stabs and things like that when she's killing them. Maybe my favorite would be the guy with the axe who Morgan is about to fight, and she kind of comes up out of nowhere and freaking stabs him. And you got the other parts where she saves the other lady from the beginning at the kind of slower part when they're talking about making food and that. And just so many crazy parts. You got Carl, he kills the one guy who's threatening Ron and that, and you have Jessie, so she had an absolutely brutal kill too, where she's stabbing the one lady who attacks her with the scissors and that, and you've got the part where Morgan is just surrounded by a whole bunch of wolves, and he using his, his Ninja Turtles, the turtle at the beginning. I was like, oh, you can't eat that. There's a turtle, man. That's sacred. You can't eat a turtle. Man, I would not, if I was there, I would not allow her to eat that turtle, which was kind of brutal actually too, with the JSS opening. But his Ninja Turtle bow fighting skills uses them to take down a whole bunch of members of the Wolves. It's just really exciting. There's something about hand-to-hand combat versus gunfighting that is really exciting to see characters fight with an axe and a staff. It's just, oh man, it's so crazy. So some really great parts there at the end. I like when he actually comes down on the one guy with the longer hair and the teeth. You remember him from last season with the W on his head, the black hair. A little unclear on whether or not he fully killed him or if he just knocked him unconscious, what the case may be there. To me, it looked like they were trying to show that he had killed him and apologized for it because, he saw it as there being no other choice. Also, when Carol walks up and they're like tying this guy up and everything, he's waking up and she just walks up and just fucking shoots him. Just puts him down. Just boom. Oh my God, just so crazy. So, okay, let's go from the beginning and we'll try to recap this as best we can. We get the flashback with the JSS as we predicted that it would relate back to Enid. We saw the sign earlier on in Clear where it's got Enid's name on it, and that. So we kind of knew there was going to be an Enid flashback. We saw that in the trailer as well too. We knew the wolves were going to attack. Also, the guy, the first kill was actually pretty good, where the guy gets like just napalmed or not napalmed, but hit with the bottle, and just goes on fire and then flies over, and just all the wolves coming in all over the place, and Carl protecting Enid and the baby and everything. It just, oh my God, so much craziness from there on out. Just so much action and just back and forth scenes. And well, we did have the kind of a slower part at the beginning. We get to meet Denise, which it worked out well because as soon as that started, the whole rest of the episode was insane. You had Spencer, you got the truck slamming into the wall and everything, and just all kinds of crazy, awesome action and fighting scenes all throughout the whole rest of the episode. Which, like I said, we'll count down after I've got a chance to analyze them once more and kind of break them all down. It was just so action packed and so crazy. Oh man, so many cool fighting scenes in this one. You also have the Holly death, which was unexpected, but was made sense too because she was bleeding out and Denise was not able to save her, so I'd have to put her down at the end there. So going a different direction with her, not having Holly in the TV series, going to be probably a different character that will be filling her role, or they'll go a different direction with what they're going to do with Abraham in the comic book series. I won't get too much into spoilers with that. Actually, I'll draw back from that. But she's an important character in the comic book series, which in the TV series obviously she won't be because she's been killed off already. So I think I'll kind of start to wrap it up here for the review. This was an insane episode, one of the most action-packed, one of the most gory we've ever seen. In terms of score, this would be like a perfect 10 out of 10 for me again. It probably would be in the top 10 somewhere, I would say, for one of the best episodes. The only thing it doesn't have is it didn't have Rick and a lot of our usual, strong survivors, Glenn and the rest of them. And that actually worked out nicely because then we got to see Morgan kind of step up and we got to see Carol and got to spotlight on some of the different survivors that we don't get to see fight all that much often, even though Carol did in season 5 at the beginning too. She's a great season, kickoff character, that's for sure. And also Robert Kirkman says she's the safest character in the show right now. He just can't see killing her at all. So maybe I'll do a video on that. We'll discuss that and her being even safer than Rick. That's a weird concept, but it seems like it. She's just too much goddamn fun, that's for sure. So I'll wrap it up here for the review. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode, maybe what your favorite parts were. We'll talk about it later. I'll count them down for you guys with mine. But just, man, if you wanted action from the show, this definitely gave us what we wanted. Absolutely insane episode. Crazy. Right up there with Four Walls and a Roof, except you don't have Rick and some of the rest of the gang, which was definitely a neat change for something a little different. So crazy episode. This one was directed by Jennifer Lynch. She also did Spend, which was also an amazing episode too. So really impressed with what she's done so far. And wow, they just more characters, bigger sets, bigger and bigger as the seasons go on. Crazy, man. Walking Dead always always there, always crazy, always good. I'm still like, flabbergasted by it. I don't really know what to say too much. Kind of at a loss for words. So write your comments below, guys, once you get your thoughts together. Maybe some of your favorite parts. We'll talk about those later. Predictions video for episode 3 will be coming up. We can see Rick is running back, so we'll talk about that in about an hour. Write your comments below. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. I just thought it was absolutely insane. Maybe they should have even cut it with the other part and kind of put a little bit in the first episode, a little bit of that stuff in this one, but it worked out nicely because when you see the truck come in, it's like, I see it. They sync up in terms of time at that moment when you see that and you hear the horn, and then Morgan shuts it off. Crazy stuff. So write your comments below, guys. Let me know what you think, and if you like this review, please do me a favor. Please do thumb it up. Please don't forget. Please thumb up below. And if you want to share it, also helps. If you want to favorite, if you want to share through to Facebook, that helps. You want to add it to your favorites, also helps me out. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, you want to see more of my reviews every week for The Walking Dead until the series eventually ends, you can subscribe at the bottom left, which hopefully will be in a really long time. That's it for this video, guys. We'll see you again in an hour. As always, this is Trev, and I'm saying peace. Whew.